Welcome to Lesson 3.3. We have arrived at the moment where the rubber meets the road. You understand the theory of the map and you know the meaning of the 9 sectors. Now, we must answer the technical question. How do you actually place this map onto your specific house? This is the step where 90% of beginners make mistakes, so I need you to pay close attention. Shutterstock. To lay the bagua correctly, we must first identify the anchor point. In feng shui, the anchor is almost always the main front door. We call this the mouth of key because this is where the energy enters your home to nourish your life. However, there are 2 different schools of thought on how to use this door to orient the map. And understanding the difference between them is critical for your practice. These are the Western school, often called black hat, and the classical compass school. Let us start with the Western school method, as this is the most common method used in the United States and Europe, due to its simplicity and psychological approach. In this method, the magnetic directions of north, south, east, and west are completely ignored. Instead, the map is oriented solely based on the architecture of the house. To use this method, imagine you are standing outside your front door, facing the house, ready to walk in. You hold the bagua grid in your hands. In the Western school, the bottom row of the grid, which contains the knowledge, career and travel sectors, always aligns with the wall that contains the front door. This is sometimes called the 3-door gate method. If your door is in the center of the wall, you are entering through the career sector. If your door is on the far left of the wall, you are entering through the knowledge sector. If your door is on the far right, you are entering through the travel sector. The map never rotates. The bottom of the map is always the front entrance wall, and the top of the map, the wealth, fame, and relationship rows always the back of the house. Now, let us contrast this with the classical compass school. This method is much older and relies on the magnetic field of the earth. In this school, the front door is still important, but it does not dictate the bottom of the map. Instead, the map is oriented by the compass. The career sector is always, without exception, located in the north. The fame sector is always in the south. The family sector is always in the east. So, if you use this method, you must stand at your front door with a compass and take a reading. If your front door faces east, then the front of your house corresponds to the family sector, and the career sector would be on the left side of the house. In the compass school, the map rotates to match the magnetic reality of the planet, regardless of where your door is located. So, which one should you use? For the purposes of this introductory course, and for most people beginning their journey, we often recommend starting with the Western method because it is intuitive. It aligns your internal psychological map with the physical layout of the home as you enter it. To do this practically, you need to draw a floor plan of your home. Draw a square or rectangle that encompasses the entire main living area. Stretch the 9-grid bagua to fit that shape. Align the bottom edge of the grid with the wall of your front door. Once you have done this, you can clearly see where the sectors fall. You might discover that your kitchen lands in the wealth corner or your bathroom lands in the relationship corner. This overlay gives you the diagnosis. However, do not be confused if you read books that talk about the north and south. They are simply using the compass method. Both are valid paths up the same mountain, but you must choose one system and stick to it to avoid energetic confusion. In our next lesson, we will address a very common issue. What happens if your floor plan is not a perfect square and pieces of the map seem to be missing? This is called the phenomenon of missing sectors.